founder of PayPal, the man who wants to die on Mars, and the controversial king of memes on X. Elon Musk is not a man who follows the rules established by society or traditional markets. His entire life is a constant bet on disruption, extreme engineering, and the creation of scarcity where none existed before. But what would happen if all that obsession with the future and technological control were transferred to the world of collectible card games? What would the binder of a man who has the liquidity to buy the entire Pokemon factory, if he woke up with that whim, one day look like? What's up, cardboard enthusiasts and rarity seekers? I'm the Geeky Investor, and today I'm opening the doors to what would be, without a doubt, the most protected and technologically advanced vault in the world, the personal Pokemon card collection of Elon Musk. This is the grand premiere of a series where we are going to design the collections of the world's most influential celebrities. This isn't a game of chance. We're diving into their minds, their business empires, and their visual aesthetics to hand-pick pieces that only they could or would own. We're going to analyze why these cards fit their investor DNA and why their value in the current 2026 market makes them safer assets than many cryptocurrencies. Get ready, because the journey into Elon's wallet starts now. To understand Elon's collection, we first have to understand his origin. He wouldn't look for cards out of a romantic nostalgia for his childhood, but rather for engineering concepts. That's why his first major choice would be the Porygon First Edition Shadowless from the base set, certified in a perfect PSA 10. Before rockets and electric cars, Elon was a software architect with Zip2 and PayPal. Porygon is the only Pokemon in history created entirely through computer programming. It is the physical representation of Neuralink and artificial intelligence. Being the shadowless version from 1999, we're looking at the most technical, clean, and minimalist aesthetic that exists in the hobby. In the world of elite collecting, a first edition shadowless Porygon is the Genesis block, the equivalent of owning the source code of a great technology. Musk would value this piece not for its colors, but for being the first testament to artificial life within the game, a mirror of his own vision of the digital world. But if anything defines Elon's current ambition, it's SpaceX. His gaze is not on the ground, but constantly fixed on Earth's orbit and beyond. Therefore, the crown jewel in his aerospace section would be the Rayquaza Gold Star from the EX Deoxys expansion. In Pokemon lore, Rayquaza is the guardian of the ozone layer, the being that patrols the skies and protects our world from external threats. But Elon wouldn't just have any Rayquaza. He'd go for the shiny version, which features the dragon in an imposing jet black color. This design perfectly matches the aesthetic of the carbon fiber fuselages of his ships and the dark minimalism of his astronaut suits. Obtaining a Rayquaza Gold Star in gem mint condition today is a mission almost as complex as landing a rocket vertically on a sea platform. The pull rate of these cards in 2005 was ridiculously low, barely 1 per every 2 or 3 booster boxes, making it one of the rarest and most desired cards of the EX era. We can't talk about Musk without mentioning Tesla and his clean energy revolution. That silent efficiency that glows in the dark is perfectly reflected in the Umbreon Gold Star from Pop Series 5. This card is sober, elegant, and extremely difficult to find in a PSA 10 grade, with a very low global population. But here is where the collection gets interesting and a bit more personal. If we look for a card that physically resembles him, we have to talk about Slowking from the Neo Genesis era. And no, it's not a visual joke. Look closely at the card art. That analytical gaze that seems to be processing trillions of data points in the background, the prominent jaw structure, and that pose of an intellectual sovereign who seems to be 3 steps ahead of the current conversation. It's Elon Musk transformed into a pocket monster. If you compare photos of his tensest press conferences with the art of this Neo-Genesis Slowking, you'll see a visual connection that borders on the uncanny. It represents the leader who, although he seems to be in his own world, is controlling every variable in the environment. As the aggressive investor he is, Elon knows that real value and the true demonstration of power lie not just in individual cards, but in sealed material. In a climate-controlled display case in his office, we would see a 1999 first edition base set booster box, factory sealed. A billionaire of his caliber doesn't settle for buying the card he wants. He buys the potential of what could come out. This box is a sacred sanctuary, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. For Elon, owning this is like possessing a prototype Raptor engine that has never been fired. It's the pleasure of knowing you have control over the past of collecting, and that you could, if you wanted, release several first edition Charizards into the market. But you choose to keep the seal intact simply because you can afford to. It is controlled scarcity in its maximum expression, the same model he applies to his technological launches. And to close this display of power, we reach the Holy Grail, the piece that separates collectors from the owners of the world, the Pikachu Illustrator. As of February 2026, this card has shattered all records, with the only PSA 10 in existence recently fetching a staggering $16.5 million at auction. There are only 39 confirmed copies in the world, and they were never sold in packs. They were prizes for a Japanese illustration contest in the late 90s. Elon wouldn't have this card for the drawing of Pikachu, but for what it represents. It is an unreachable status certificate. It's the card that proves that if something is unique, and it's the most expensive thing money can buy, it has to be in his bunker. It would be protected by a biometric security system and, likely, inside an armored glass capsule designed with the same technology as the Cybertruck windows, as a nod to his own brand and the invulnerability of his legacy. This would be the binder of a man who knows no financial or spatial limits, a mix of software, cosmic exploration, uncanny resemblances, and an infinite wallet that totally redefines what it means to be an elite collector. But remember, this is only the first chapter of our Vault Investigation series. Which other celebrity would you like to see go through our investment scanner in the next video? Do you want us to reveal the possible collection of Mr. Beast, the impact of Leo Messi's cards, or perhaps the cold and calculated strategy of Jeff Bezos? Leave your suggestions in the comments and tell me which card you think fits Elon's personality best. I'm the Geeky Investor. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this high-level analysis. And always remember, the card market is exciting but volatile. So always invest with intelligence, study the grades, and never let emotions cloud your technical analysis. See you at the next auction.